Hi, everybody. I am Maxine, and I am happy alcohol-free.
Hi, I can't say, I just got back from Canada, so now I'm saying my name with an H. And I'm tired. I am Isabelle. It's the first time I call myself Isabelle. Isabelle, and I'm happy as fuck. And a little tired because it is Sunday.
Listen, you know what I love, though?
What?
We don't have bloopers because we just what we do here is what
Mine would
the
be
listeners get.
Like
No,
the
but I mean
tinnitus in my
bloopers
ear.
meaning mistakes.
No, I know.
Right?
Oh, right.
Because like so many podcast episodes, they stop and they start again, and because it's scripted,
Right.
And actually, one of the things that I've noticed when we're listening to ours for editing purposes, I'm like, I mean, other people would say, you know what, cut that, but we're au naturel.
Well, taping with me, if you had to cut little pieces, we would be here for like 4 or 5 hours in a row. And by the way, you were saying, like, last week, Priscilla, your buddy Priscilla in Minnesota.
Yes.
Remember that text? So Priscilla.
My colleague. I mean, she's my buddy, but she's my
your colleague.
work colleague.
And she edits, right, our tape. And she sent us this really funny text because she has a set of twins, and I think they're like 7 or something. They're young. And I guess in the background, they keep hearing our tape as she's cutting, rewinding.
She does our social media,
right.
yes.
And so one of her kids asked her like to do something, and she's like, wait, let me finish this. And he goes, oh, is it those ladies that can't drink in a cup? Because we have a drinking problem. So and like the other one said, like, maybe she should drink in a straw. So they think her drinking problem is like something to do like with drinking from
how
the cup.
to drink.
How to drink. We don't know how to drink. I thought it was really funny.
That's so good. Is it those ladies that don't know how to drink? But so here's the problem. We did know how to drink.
We knew how to drink with the straw, with the cup, without. I may do without. Straight from the bottle was fine.
Whatever way. We knew how to drink.
We knew how to drink
too well. We're working on how to drink other things.
Other things. Diversify. We're diversifying.
So that is hilarious. Wow, that brought a little tear to my eye because that's really funny. Anyways.
That was funny.
So today we're going to do these a couple of times a year, which I love because it's an opportunity for us to answer questions that our listeners are sending us, which, by the way, we have listeners, which is kind of amazing. This is the other thing I feel like people perhaps don't understand. I was interviewed on a podcast recently about my music, and they were like, and then someone told me you have a podcast about being alcohol free, and I was like, oh, I do. And then the other woman was like, I listened to it, it's amazing.
Oh my God.
And then she was like, also, by the way, it's super professional. Like, how big is your team?
Well, there's Priscilla, or two twins.
Well, there's me and Isabelle, and then there's my husband. And
that's funny.
It's like
hysterical.
It's hysterical because it makes me proud, though, that people think it's very professional. So we do have listeners, which is kind of amazing, and it's resonating, and that's why we keep doing it. We're going to start. Oh my goodness, forgot.
We can't do that dry. Yeah, I need to be lubed.
Let's and here she goes.
Well, it is Sunday.
So this is called Blind Tiger. I love this.
It's a really cute can.
So do you know what I love? I love a single serve situation.
Oh yeah, otherwise you're stuck with these half cans.
It's just great to have in the fridge.
Yeah, it is.
So Blind Tiger, and because it's a Sunday that we're filming on, obviously this will not be released on a Sunday, but we're having a mimosa, Blind Tiger, sidecar mimosa, sparkling blend of orange and lemon with hints of.
It's got a brandy extract.
Brandy?
It does. It says brandy extract, but it says, I had to triple check. It says 0% alcohol, but it's monk fruit. Is that thing going to make me high, the monk fruit?
No,
it's not
I
like
don't
that
know what makes you high
right?
anymore.
Like that damn herb mushroom, ashwagandha makes me high.
Ashwagandha.
Yeah. I thought monk fruit had a bad reputation for something.
I think some people it upsets
like
their tummies. I feel like it's a digestive thing. Anyway, this is Blind Tiger mimosa. Ooh, it smells good.
Doesn't smell like brandy though.
No, I don't like brandy, so I hope it
don't
doesn't.
like brandy either.
Oh, this doesn't. This smells delicious. Okay, let's taste it. Oh, I like that.
It tastes better than it smells. Wow, it's got like a different taste in the
Maybe
back.
like
You know?
cinnamon? Do I taste cinnamon in
Oh,
there?
there's a little spicy something, or maybe that's brandy
So,
extract.
maybe showing this
Yes.
little can to
Yeah.
everyone because we realize we're really not good at showing things.
Oh, I can show certain things, just the
it's-
can I forget to show.
I knew
It's
you were
got
going
a
to go
little
there
kick.
too.
It's
So
got a
this
little
is
kick.
Blind Tiger for anyone who's listening and not watching. Spirit-free cocktails, single serving, 0% alcohol. I love it. That's delicious. Okay,
And this
enjoy.
could be good also with some NA booze in it, like to give it a little mouth
Yes, to give it a
feeling.
little extra. I've
Yeah,
been tasting a bunch of those. And then I just also have to see, because you always come here with a gift, which I
You
just think
can't
is
show up empty-handed someone's house.
I know, but this is work. Like, but anyway,
Yeah,
this
still.
is, thank you, saucisson de porc.
The
Oh,
the
de porc.
the pork, the
De
pork.
porc.
You don't say this.
Of course you
KC.
don't. I knew that.
Oh, you do. Okay.
No, that's terrible that I said that, though I have not been
It's like
practicing
calling
my
it like
French.
mojitos.
It's.
But
hey,
good for
listen,
you.
just called
Oops,
yourself
sorry.
Isabelle.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
so I need you to take a deep breath and give me a.
I'm not correct anybody.
You just put an H in your name.
And the reason, so this is
De
from
porc.
de porc. Oh, look at
See,
you.
I have not been practicing my French, and
well.
my schedule has been packed.
We'll
I've been
need to
traveling a
rectify
lot,
that.
and it's so I need to get back to it.
Right.
Now that my travel season is slowing down a little bit for the summer, and I will get back to my
And then we discovered
French.
something else we had in commmen when I presented you with this denizen
Yes.
of the pork
fine
family.
charcuterie.
The reason I like it is from, where we have a little lake house in Quebec. But the reason we like it is because I don't digest raw garlic that great.
Yes,
And
I don't like raw
this
garlic.
does not have garlic in it.
I don't
So
like
you
raw
don't,
garlic
like
either.
when you eat saucisson, you love it, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna burp this thing for the next
Yes.
3 hours. Not with this. No raw garlic.
No. Well, thank you.
got
I'm
it.
going to just slice that up and
Yeah.
have that later. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, here we go. So these are questions from our listeners, and they come from different places. Some of them are people who I know personally who are like, hey, could you ever talk about? And then others come on social media.
Oh, wow.
Through our Instagram or our YouTube shorts.
Okay.
Our Facebook.
Like people we actually don't know are writing to us.
Yes. I tell you this all the
Wow.
time. I feel like you're not listening to me.
I
Do
hear
you know
that
how
a
many?
lot.
Wow.
But wow, that's great.
Yes.
Well, maybe I'm just in disbelief.
No.
Oh.
Social media is where we're capturing our listeners from.
Right.
So people are listening to the clips that
Right.
Priscilla does.
Yep.
And then they're going, oh, I'd like to listen to the whole thing. And then they go over to either Apple or Spotify or whatever podcast platform you listen to. And then you listen to the whole thing, or you go on YouTube and you watch it. So there's
Right.
many different ways to do it. So we are getting listeners from all of these different
Crazy.
places.
Love it.
I mean, listen, we're getting listeners to the point that alcohol-free companies are sending us free shit
I
because
love
they
free
want
shit.
us to taste them and talk about them.
Oh.
But I feel like, we got to do that as long as we like it, because I don't want to be talking about the shit we don't like.
Well, I can, but I'll say I don't like it.
No.
Right? And then they're not going to send us any more shit.
Yeah. So these are from people who listen to our podcast and want us to answer some questions. Okay, here's the first one. How do you help? Oh, this is a good one. How do you help or suggest to someone you love that they should drink less when they don't think they have a problem, but you can clearly see that alcohol is having a negative impact on their life? That's a really tricky one.
That's really tricky. I feel as though the only way, and it's trickier if you've stopped drinking, I feel as though the only way you can broach that is if you were involved and you sit in a situation where they did something that was like without
As
question.
an example to bring the
like
conversation
that,
up.
without question, like because they drank too much, they did something they wouldn't have done.
Yes.
Right?
Oh,
Like,
that's
I
a good
think-
way
I
of
think
looking
that's the
at it.
only way you could broach it. Otherwise, it's kind of like, who are you to tell me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's the thing that I find interesting as someone who I have, as you know, a very close family member who's an addict and has been in and out of rehab. What I learned over the years, for 25 years on this roller coaster with him and trying to support him and putting him into rehab and supporting him in every way that I thought I could do, he didn't accept that he had a problem.
Right.
For so many years, which, by the way, I think all of us can say that to a degree. Like, I lived in denial for a long time about my relationship. Obviously, I wasn't an addict like that,
right.
but I was in denial about the negative impact that alcohol, and I think that's what this question is about.
But that's what I was going to say. Like that, I think the people that have a real bad addiction, I think that's pretty straightforward.
Yes.
I think it's tricky when you're in the gray
this
zone.
Is right. Yes.
Like, for instance, it wasn't tricky for someone to tell me, because I always claimed that I drank too much and I was not alcoholic, because I know I was addicted to it. But for instance, like Brooks once, my husband had gastritis, and he quit drinking when I first quit, right? But I quit forever. But he quit drinking. He took that occasion to take a 3-month break, because that's what the doctor had recommended. But that had been going on for a whole year, right? So at that point, I couldn't be like, you drink too much in general. Like, I was like, you've been drinking too much, now you have a gastritis. It shows that even though we think we're okay, we're not. It's doing stuff, right? But it's still tricky if someone is a great drinker and if you've quit yourself, because then they think
you're the pious,
and you're like the cult, like you want to drink them to your cult, So what I've done is, unless the person brings it up to you, or usually at that point people will try to moderate. And then I applaud that effort.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I applaud that effort.
Yes. That's good. I mean, this is, I'd love to know more about this question. I would love to know.
It's a really tricky
what's
one.
the relationship of the person that you're talking about? Is it your husband? Is it your sister? Is it just your friend?
Right.
Because I think they're all different. For me, I've never had this conversation with anyone, but I think what we're doing through our choice
is a lot in leading.
Is inspirational.
Correct.
So I have had a number of friends, close friends, who quit drinking after I quit drinking.
Because we drank so much. We were like a poster child of drinking a lot, but keeping it together.
Yes. And then being able to see someone turn off the booze and still be joyful and happy
and still have fun
and also feel so much better. So I think the leading by example, it's
the best thing.
I think about this with parenting a lot as well, because people say to me, "Oh gosh, your children, they're amazing, they're so kind," and I was like, they emulate what they see, right? So if I'm yelling at Andrew and swearing and blinding and doing all that, that's what they're going to see in their house.
That's so funny you'd say that. I think I sent you that post too. I saw such an interesting post about that this week on Instagram. Some philosopher guy, I don't know where it was on my feed, but he was basically saying how we act to stranger, that we're kind to stranger and stuff like that.
Yes.
That is actually, it's nice, but that's just image management. It's how you actually act with people that
inside
are
your home when no one's watching.
When no one's watching.
The most important people in your life. It is so true.
Like
it's
how you treat your spouse, how you treat your kids. Like, do you demean them? Do you yell at them? Like, that's where the real kindness comes in.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And I think that's the same. And here's another piece that I think is important, because obviously the person that asked this question is someone who's listening to our podcast, which means they're either curious about not drinking or they're not drinking.
Right.
Everybody who's choosing to not drink should talk about it. And I understand that that's hard for some people. Look at us. We've had plenty of people saying, shut up about not drinking. But the more people who make the choice to not drink and then talk about not drinking and not drink publicly versus hiding the not drinking, the more we're normalizing it as an option. Again, I want to go back. I've had so many conversations recently that have frustrated me. And again, it's usually people who will approach me on social media, so they don't know me very well, which is, for goodness sake, it's not everybody has to be sober. I'm like, Absolutely
I want
not.
the option. So
No, but I would like the option, and don't tell me to shut up about
and
talking
don't,
about
don't
it.
tell me that when, like, for instance, when I go out to dinner, and by the way, I have a story on that, but I don't know if we have time for that. Like,
I always have time for your stories.
I want the option to, like, not have a Coca-Cola if I don't drink booze, right?
Yes.
Like, and it's like, so this is so frustrating. In my birth land in Quebec, they are so backwards about the non-alcoholic. Like, you get in, so they're telling me, like, everywhere I've been except for one place, no, two places, they're like, okay, we'll charge you the corking fee, and it was reasonable. Great. The other places, like, no, we're not allowed to have anything from the outside. Listen, man, this is non-alcoholic, I'll pay. No, you can't have anything from the outside. So my mother...
It's fear.
My mother, who is like, she's so funny. So I'm a Gen X. So my parents were not helicopter parents. First time I babysat my brother and my sister for a whole weekend, I was 12. But that's like...
Wow.
And my parents were not
Do not
unusual.
tell my children that.
No, but it's Gen X in North America, right? All my friends' parents were always missing. Like, I don't know where they were. Nobody. We were left on a card. So that was just normal. So my parents were...
That's why Gen X is the best.
Yeah. So my parents were certainly not super involved. Like, they made sure we're fed and not putting the house on fire, and our grades were good, and that's about it. And I love them for it. But so let's say, so again, we go out for pizza, and we went really early because it was a hockey game, and my mom wanted to watch it with my nephew. So it's like 5:15 in a pizzeria up there. And the owner was there. There was nobody there yet because we're so early. It was just the four of us with my husband. So I'm like, can I, I brought non-alcoholic wine. You don't have any non-alcoholic wine on the menu. Could I pay the corking fee? No. I'm like, all right, you did hear that there's no alcohol in it, right? Like 0. I showed the bottle, like 0, like none. Yeah, no, we're not allowed to have anything from the outside. I'm like, not even water. So anyway, I'm like, you know what? Like,
by the way, my question is, I'm sorry, who's not allowing you? Is there a non-alcoholic police guy out there?
They're saying the government. I'm like, bullshit. When's the last time they gave a fuck? They gave a fuck about booze. But I didn't want to make a stand. I'm like, I'm like, polite. I'm like, that's fine. I get it. He's trying to justify. I'm like, no, we're good. That's fine. That's fine. So my mother could not let it go.
Again, I love your mom.
Excuse me. She's like, are you certain there's nobody here? That's a little bit ridiculous. And I'm like, Mom, please. She's like, no, but really, we're paying customers. There's no alcohol in that. I don't understand. You don't even have non-alcoholic wine on your menu. Like, how can you impose these rules? And she's like going on, and she's like a pit bull. She's like, won't let it go. And I'm like, and she's like, as she's drinking her Sancerre with Brooks, like getting... And like after that, when we left, she's like, next time I say, don't ask permission, just sneak it. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, like that's who, like, but so my mother is still like,
crazy.
It's crazy
that it's a thing. And again, I keep talking about, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it when you go to a restaurant. I mean, you did in that scenario, but the restaurateurs, the hospitality industry is very, very slow to embrace it. And the people that have embraced it have done so very well,
right,
that are giving you options. Because I find they're the smart business owners, because they're not going to lose my business.
Right. So now my mom's like, I don't want to go there anymore.
Exactly.
And by the way, how stupid was this guy so I ended up having sparkling water, but in retaliation, my mother was really mad at sparkling. She was like, he wouldn't even take a corking fee. She's like, you should have tap water. He should not make any money from you. And I was like, I don't like tap water. I want sparkling. She's like, don't have it. Have tap. She was like, I'll show him. Like, he'll make zero money on beverages. But she's right. Like, imagine, like, if he had charged $15, I'd been like gladly paid it. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like,
and you would go back there,
right? Whereas, now I did have sparkling, but I could have chosen to just have water, right? In which case, he shit out of luck.
But I think more importantly, they're not understanding the long game of now you're not coming back.
Now I'm not going back. That's right.
So you've now just lost a customer because you wouldn't let her open your non-alcoholic wine.
And plus, like, charge for it.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
So crazy. But so anyway, to go back to that question, I think one of the most important things that we can do is, and for all of our listeners, share this stuff. Like, share your experiences, share our experiences, share our podcast, please, so we can keep getting more listeners.
And I'll share my mom. Anyone has any issues, she loves
an issue.
She likes taking the shit on. She thinks it's so unfair. She's funny.
But that's right. It is
Yeah.
unfair. So,
Right.
so I think you're right. That's it. So good calls to action there. First of all, if you have somebody like this in your life, I think that's a great idea. If there's been a very specific incident that you can be like, when this happened, I think it's tricky. I feel like
It's
there's no,
tricky, but like you can, like if
There's no easy
something
way to do that.
happened that was clearly caused because of too much booze, I think then it's a good nucleus to be like, I don't think XYZ would have happened had you not
Yeah,
drank so much.
yeah.
So you're not saying the person drink too much all the time. They're like, I don't think this would have happened had you
In
not
this-
drank so
this-
much because you're not like that.
yeah, yeah.
And no one is not it's gonna sit with the person.
Yes.
They might not do anything
Yes.
right away about it, but your message will have been loud and
Yeah.
clear.
And then for me, I think that the being the living proof, the example of my life is much better by
Right.
It's so funny that listening to us right now, I realized I've been listening to all these podcasts when I'm doing research about what we could do better, because we don't have
Yeah.
a team and we don't have
No.
producers
Right.
and we don't have all of this stuff.
Again,
And I
we
was
have
like,
Priscilla and her twins.
it's like we've got that, and he's not quite sure what we're doing, but is I'm like, oh gosh, when you're doing Q&As like this, it's like, also here's a quick reminder: we are not therapists, we
Oh,
are
God,
not
no.
doctors, we are not even wellness gurus. We're like, we're entertainers. If we make you pee your pants a little bit, I feel like then we've done a good job, right?
Or
If
you
we-
might want to consult with your urologist. Maybe it's that time. I've been dealing not with myself, but people in my life.
Okay.
So I know.
Okay. But if we're causing you to pee a little bit while you're listening to the podcast, I
Right.
think we've done a great job.
Yes.
And if there is a dash of inspiration based on our life example, then that's great.
That's it.
But most importantly, we're here to make you laugh. So all of these questions are just our experience and
Right.
not medical advice. That's the lawyer inside me won't go away.
Well, of course, the barrister, I mean.
Okay. Any hints? And this is a new question. Any hints to handling a situation, oh gosh, when everyone around you is drinking and expects you to join in, or you're feeling judged because you're not joining in?
That's happened to
how
me
you're handling
early
it.
in sobriety.
Yeah. Yeah. So think back to your early days and being in a
And
situation
it's not
like that.
fun. It's not fun when you're like, I remember like I remember Thanksgiving incident with a family member. I think I might have talked about it here. And
You can remind us.
okay, so like it was Thanksgiving, I had everybody over for 4 days, and the last day, like now it was a Thanksgiving weekend, but like the meal it was
Yeah.
like Saturday, right? And I'd hosted this whole time, and I was sober like 34 days or something. So, for
Early.
someone that's like,
Early.
very early, they've drank for 30 years every day. And so the last night, we all went out to an early dinner at the local inn, and then we were done with dinner and everybody went to the bar, and I accompanied, but now I was really tired. And I have a little bit of social anxiety where I'm like, man, and now it's been 4 days and I'm entertaining. So I'm spent,
Yes.
right? And now they're having digestif and scotch. And I'm like, you know what? Like and the jokes are getting a little stupid, and I'm just tired. And I can tell that I don't even have the strength to laugh, to be nice.
Yes.
So I've figured, let me take myself home, right?
Yes.
So I tell my husband, Brooks, hey, Brooks, I'm going to go home. I'm really tired. And he's like, oh, stay. And I was like, Brooks, I'm not going to be nice. I'm getting tired. He's like, oh, okay. So I turn around and I tell my family members, and the husband understands, and the other family member did not and got really mad at me. They were getting all sauce, but she got really mad at me. And I left, right? But I felt in that moment, I
Yes.
felt, okay, because I'm not
Yes.
drunk, and now it's getting a little bit boring, and I'm removing myself, I'm getting in trouble,
Right.
Thankfully, but I remember, because I wasn't drunk, I knew I didn't say anything bad. I remember saying, I'm going to go home because I'm not going to be very nice anymore, blah, blah, I'm losing my patience, I'm tired, and it was great seeing you guys, but I need to, I remember being
Yes.
nice about it.
Yes.
Thankfully, but I felt icky.
Yeah.
I felt icky. But thankfully, so the answer to that is I did the right thing by owning
How you felt.
how I felt, because Brooks came home, he finished his scotch, I dropped him home, and he walked in, and he didn't say that to defend me or anything. The first thing out of his mouth was like, the person was not very nice. You were fine.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that happened. And I was like, okay. So he's like, no, you weren't rude. You were tired. And he's like, I'm tired. I need to go home. And you guys go ahead and enjoy your scotch, right? So, but there will be situations like that where you feel left out because you're not,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like I've been in the situation a number of times. And it's funny. I was just having this conversation with my daughter today about prom, and I said, they're all 16-ish, some of them are 17, and I said, was anybody trying to get some booze afterwards or da-da-da? And I said, well, how's the whole, because there were a couple of people in her circle that were vaping, and I said, how's that all going? And she said, yeah, people seem to have calmed down a little bit. And she said, I didn't see anybody trying to get any alcohol, but I think some people did.
Right.
And I said, what do you feel like in that situation? She said, one of my friends said to me, do you feel left out if you're the only person not vaping?
And what'd she say?
And she was like, no, because I just don't want to do it.
Right.
So I don't feel left out about it. And so for me, I reached this place where I am so confident in not wanting it.
Oh, now it's fine.
Right.
But early sobriety can be a little different at first.
But still now when other people are all drinking and then saying, oh, come on, have one.
They still say that?
No,
to you?
I mean, not people I know, obviously.
Right.
But I'm on the road all the time. And I've met people in the last couple of months who've been like, when I said no, thank you to a drink, an hour later, they were like, oh, well, now you have one. Do you want to drink now? And it does get it gets a bit annoying. I think you have to extract yourself in a way and look down and go, here's me choosing not to drink. And it's got nothing to do with the other person.
And plus, to your point about that, what I've noticed is the next day, nobody remembers that you were turning down those drinks.
Well, certainly not the people who drank 7 more drinks.
And I think oftentimes it's just they're looking for a drinking buddy. Is all it is. It's for themselves drinking. Yes. It's not so much for your company drinking.
No, I think it's also, we've talked about this many times, the mirror situation.
Right.
Where they're like, they don't want you to not be drinking because they don't want to have to question how much they're drinking.
Right. I think it's tricky, though, for that question when it's people that you were drinking with.
Yes.
So that happens in
You mean before drinking with previously? Yes.
Right. So in early sobriety, I think we've all encountered this situation.
Yes.
And I think my advice to that question would be you just need to kind of stick to your gun and know that you're going to feel uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable. It's all new stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. But it goes away. It evens out. People get used to you not drinking. You get used to not drinking with people you were drinking with, and it's all okay in the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I still hang out with people I was drinking with, and I don't even think about it anymore. It's not even a thing anymore. So it will go away. It'll get normalized.
Yes. I think with people I mean, not a single one of my friends would ever offer me a drink.
Not anymore. No.
It's been 18 months.
Right.
Like they know I'm done. We started a podcast.
Right.
We're so committed.
Right.
But it is the situation where you go to a party or you go somewhere where you haven't met people before or you're meeting new people. And it's that constant, I always talk about my purpose in life. And that's what drives me as an entertainer, as an artist, is the creation of art and music. And but I didn't know that this whole piece of my life was going to become part of the purpose because I see that I have handled it differently, but I'm also a person that's absolutely happy to get on a soapbox.
Right, same.
And not other people, not everybody is. And so people that are in a situation that like, I don't want to rock the boat or I don't want to, like you said, stick to your guns, but there's nothing to be ashamed of in not drinking. And this and that's like this is what's driving me more and more to talk about it and more to do these podcasts that are a lot of work for us. But it's because I feel there's such purpose in giving voice to or letting people hear that that it's okay for you to make this choice. And I understand, like, it's that community that we're trying to create,
Right.
that I know what that felt like to be in
Right.
that room
And
where
also-
everyone was like,
yes.
oh my God, why are you not drinking? What's wrong with you?
And to just know that when you change a behavior, there's always going to be discomfort, and it's all right.
Yes.
It's all right. It is normal. It's not comfortable for a little bit.
Yes.
It's not that easy to change something, especially change something that has been adopted by the majority of people. As you know, people offer you drinks all the time, not because they're malicious. Often is because that's how we show care, right? Like welcoming and
or also
go to hostess, blah blah blah.
Yes,
You know,
it's how we've been.
That's how we
conditioned.
socialize. Yes.
It's how we've been conditioned. And oh my God, I had this moment the other day where someone said, "Oh well, you know, my take on it is everything in moderation." And I'm like, if I were allowed
if I
to
could
remove
do that, I would.
or if I could remove one fucking stupid phrase from the
Right.
English language, it would be that. Like
Right.
that thing that we say all the time, everything in moderation. I'm like, that's a bullshit.
No, you can't
First
do
of all, it's too
cyanide in
gray.
moderation.
Second of, correct. I'm like, okay, only have a
Heroin-
little bit of fentanyl and you'll be
heroin,
fine.
yeah,
like,
that's
you
right.
can't
That doesn't
apply
work.
everything in moderation
No.
to something that is toxic and poisonous and bad for you.
And
right?
plus-
It's addictive.
And plus, like, they are saying that 2 glasses of alcohol a week is moderation. And if you can do that, that's great. A lot of us cannot. So even
Right.
if you told me, Isabelle, why don't you just moderate? Great. Do you have a pill? Because
Yes.
I can't.
Yes.
I tried it.
Yes.
I tried it. And I tried it. So doesn't work for me. It's too addictive for my body. So that's it.
Yes.
So when they say that, like, and I've had that's annoying. Early on, my mom would be like, why can't you just, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
And she stopped when I said, why don't you just, she has a wicked sweet tooth. And when I said, why don't you just have one bite of that cake? She's like, she understood. And that
She
was
was
the
like,
end of it.
oh,
She's,
I got
I've
it.
never, but she understood. She's like, she could never have a bite of
Yes.
cake without finishing the whole thing. As a matter of fact, she cannot keep cake in our house, right?
Yes.
So I can keep booze in my house, right? But if I drink it, fuck it. I have to. So you're
Yeah.
right. So not everything can be moderated. And there's certain substances that are really difficult.
But also now that like there's enough evidence that has been presented to us that there's no benefit to having any
No.
amount of alcohol.
And by the way, in the
So-
case of alcohol, moderation is 2 glasses a week. How many people? My mother is probably the only person I know that drinks that little.
Right. And oh, trust me, the person that said this to me does not drink 2 glasses a
That's
week.
right.
I'm like,
That's right.
how many is that you've had today? And it's one of those phrases that it's so flippant
Yeah.
when people say it because you know, like that person was judging me by
Right.
going,
Well-
everything in moderation. I'm like, okay.
Julia Child was right because she said everything in moderation, including moderation, right?
Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
she was famous for
Yeah.
saying that, and then
Yeah.
you can take that both ways,
Yes.
right? So
The other thing I do in those situations is, and I said this to my daughter too, I was like, I love to think about in my inner head
Right.
is I'm like, I feel just a little bit superior because I've
there's
cut,
a little bit of a bragging right.
because I've cut alcohol out of my
Yes,
life. I
right.
really do. And I feel like I'm owning that I made a really, really hard choice. It was really hard to say no to something that has been a part of my existence for 3 decades.
Right.
And so I would never say that out loud to a person who's like, well, you just need to moderate. I'm like, you know what?
No, you're right. There's a bad, and plus, like with all the, at first, when I first quit, I was afraid to be boring.
Yes.
And when,
Which
and
I'm sorry. Have you met you?
and you know, like you start seeing, by the way, oh my God, this week. So, I have something about that.
What, about you being boring?
No, about how
will
like the
never
influence of
be
people that are super cool that quit drinking make you feel like a badass. So the only man that I've ever had a poster of, because I thought this, like I was never a fan kind of girl,
Okay.
ever. But the one guy that I just was going to give my,
Okay, I'm on the edge of my seat.
except for him, there was one poster of Duran Duran because it was black and white and I was in love with James
Simon Le
Taylor,
Bon.
but I
Oh.
didn't think he was cool.
Okay.
But the guy that was cool, the
Okay.
coolest,
Who?
David Bowie.
Okay.
Oh, David Bowie was my religion.
Yes.
Since I'm 13.
Oh.
And there's this thing on Instagram like sober life. I don't know. And you get these snippets of people that quit
yes,
drinking that are super
yes.
cool.
Because the algorithm's got our number now. So
And I
it's-
knew that David Bowie had quit drugs.
Yes.
But I did not know
Yeah,
that
the
he
whole
quit
thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
alcohol. And he was like, I'm a major alcoholic. And he's like, when I quit, it was just better relationships, better everything, better this, better that. You know, the only thing he couldn't quit and killed him was cigarettes.
Oh, my next question was, is he alive? He's
no,
not.
he
He's
died.
dead.
And it's so funny. He was such a
Damn
big...
it, because I was putting together in my head this
Oh.
week my dream list
Right.
of guests when we
David
get to having
Bowie.
guests. So I was going to say, oh, let's
Listen,
try and get him on. But
He
no,
was
he's
such a
dead.
big deal for me when he passed away. My dad called me to say he was sorry. Like
Aw.
people were like he was
Aw.
my
How long?
religion.
Remind me, I'm terrible about this
Yeah.
pop culture stuff. When did he pass away?
He
Is this a long
passed
time
away
ago?
like less than 10 years ago of liver cancer, but he was like a fiend smoker, like a 3-pack, like I don't know how many
Oh,
packs,
boy.
but like nonstop smoker.
Yeah, yeah.
But my point is like he quit alcohol. Like this tape looked like it was like early 2000, and he quit a long time ago. I think it was in the 80s, actually, 80s
Oh,
or
wow.
90s, long time ago. Don't quote me on that. I just know it was a long time
Okay,
ago.
good.
But I remember when I saw this, I was like, it shines the armor of sobriety, right? Like you are
Yes.
part of a group that's a bunch of badasses.
Badasses.
Right?
I was performing yesterday in New York City at a private event, and it was for a gentleman who's very big in the world of publicity, and it was a family event that he asked me to perform at, and he introduced me the way everyone introduces me, with my performance background, blah 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 blah, I've done this, I've done that, da, da. But then he said, and it was so funny because the room was filled with Boston Irish people.
Oh, Jesus.
And he was joking with me before. He was like, you're probably the only person in here who's not drinking. But so he gets up, and as he said, oh, and one more thing, she's a badass.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
He was
a
like,
great
she's
compliment.
a badass.
Right.
She's got a podcast called Happy AF, and I'm not going to tell you what it's about. You can all Google it and look it up later. But like that was his introduction.
Wow.
And it was about, he said, you're a badass for not drinking.
Right.
He's like, in the industry that we work in, like he represents major music artists and executives. And he was like, it's badassery. That you're
Especially-
working this room, you're working this industry, and you're just like, no alcohol for
Especially
me.
we didn't go in a rehab that's $35,000 a week.
Yes, yes.
You know, to get to there. Although I would do one of those, but can't afford
just
it.
for a spa.
Oh,
Just for the
that's what I mean. I
weekend.
would
Yeah,
pretend to
yeah.
be hooked on anything to go on one of
35
those.
grand. I feel like we'd get a lot of massages for that.
Oh my
but I
God,
don't
my
know.
dream.
All right, next question. Oh, it's another good one. Again, because this happens all the time. What do you do when people start telling you their drinking stories the second they find out you don't drink? Do you know? It's like that moment when you're like, I don't drink.
Right.
And then the person kicks into some kind of weird gear about, well, I actually don't drink that much. It's just on some days that da-da-da-da.
Right.
That's what that's about.
Right. I'm trying to think. That hasn't happened to me that much. Has it happened to you?
Oh, it has happened to me a lot.
Really?
It is not now, because
Okay.
again, I feel like people don't talk to me
Right.
unless it's about, could you please recommend a great non-alcoholic wine?
Right. Yeah, people
Because
don't
I'm
talk to me about it that
But
much.
in the beginning, I got a lot of this, and I still do get it again with people I don't know.
Right.
Who, when I say I don't drink, their response is, yeah, I don't drink that much either. I've actually stopped drinking during the week, or I
Right.
don't, and I'm like, who fucking asked you?
Right. That's right.
It's like, why are you telling me this?
That's great. You go get them.
I mean, that's not really helpful to this
Right.
question. I mean, for me, I just like, again, that's another mirror situation.
Right.
That is the person saying all of this, why she doesn't drink or he doesn't drink that much anymore, or giving you their rituals. Like, I've had that where when I'll say, no, I don't drink.
Right.
And then the person will be like, yeah, I don't normally drink on a Wednesday, as she's pouring a big glass of wine.
My favorite-
And I'm like, I mean, you do you. If you
Right.
want to drink all the wine on Wednesday, that is fine. I don't know why you feel the need to tell me that.
Or
you're
like
doing
they would
it.
say in the South, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Right? It's not the
Bless.
best answer to anything.
Oh gosh, I
love
have a
that.
South story
What?
that I got to tell you. Did we answer that question? Do you think we answered that question?
I think you answered that with bless your heart. If they come in with
They're
their
telling you their
drinking
drink-
stories.
The answer to that is
bless your
bless
heart.
your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your sad
That's
story?
great for you. That's great for you. My South
Would you
story-
like to have a medal? Little trophy.
Round of applause.
Oh.
Well done. So my story down south, and I'm, first of all, I have to admit to my Irishness or my non-Americanness in that I didn't grow up in this country. I
Right.
didn't really study the geography of it.
Right.
And so I still am constantly saying places are in places that they're
Same.
not.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, for a long time, I thought Priscilla, we've talked about Priscilla a lot in this episode. We got to have her on one
I
day.
know, right?
But she lives in Minneapolis, and I kept saying she lived somewhere else with an M. But anyway, so I'm constantly not knowing where places
I have
are.
the
But,
same issue,
but
yeah.
I guess Savannah is in Georgia.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
But it's
And
really damn close with South Carolina. And
Correct.
Your
No. I
defense.
was in both states because
Right,
I was down there and
right.
I was performing in South Carolina.
Right.
And so Savannah is in Georgia, but I just don't know what's considered the South. But
Oh, got it.
Georgia is.
It is
I've
definitely the
learned
South.
It is
Yeah,
definitely
it's a deep
the
South.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
had never been to Savannah before. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
So beautiful.
Love
There's
it.
a lot of the America South, whatever that culture, history that gives me pause.
Right.
Like I mean, it really, I went to a couple of museums and, the Black history in that part of America
deep.
is so
Tragic.
Like it's so tragic. It's so sad. It makes me sad about humanity.
Right,
that
right.
we are capable, and same as anything. When you
Yeah.
would do any of the terrible things
Right.
that humans have done, and you look at it up close, you're like, oh gosh. But anyway, was at a dinner at a very, very fancy house, and it was incredible. The hostess was one of the most gracious hostesses I've ever been.
Oh, wow.
The privilege of being a guest of. Anyway, she would put this team together. She was like, everybody wants to meet you, and everybody wants to talk to you about my music, not about
Of course.
not about
you
this
were down there for
podcast.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then what I realized is during this dinner, it was the first time in a long time, there was 8 of us, I think, where I watched the demise.
Oh, no.
Like the demise of, sadly, mostly the women.
So were they men? I was going to ask, were they mainly men, women?
It was
half
men and
half?
women. It was half and half.
Got it.
And everybody was drinking, and these folks have a high-end wine cellar.
Right.
So, I mean, this was top tier
Yeah.
vintage wines being poured like it was water. And this hostess was so gracious that she had written to me a week before and said, what wines do you like?
Right.
And I said, I actually don't drink alcohol. And she followed up and said, what other beverages would you like
Oh,
me
that's
to
so
have? It
sweet.
was so sweet. And I said, sparkling water is absolutely fine.
Right.
If you are in the mind to, there's lots of alcohol-free
Right.
wines and champagnes on the market. If you're doing that and would like to bring some in for me, I would happily consume
You
it.
can even order it and have it shipped
Exactly,
to her.
but
so
I'm
she
like,
doesn't have to
absolutely,
worry.
water is perfectly,
Yeah.
sparkling water is good for me.
fine.
Anyway, she had so many non-alcoholic options
That's
for
so
me when I
sweet.
got there. Like, it was amazing.
Wow.
And I had all of these different things. But anyway, so these people are so gracious, right?
Right.
The
southern
the manners, the
hospitality
hospitality
is amazing.
and I have experienced it before, but it was just something about this. But then when I saw a couple of the guests at this lady's dinner getting
How old were they?
so in a mix of ages too,
But the ones that
but
got really
so
wasted.
inebriated.
Oh, okay.
Like one person was almost asleep at the table.
Maybe they're not used to drinking.
Like,
Maybe they were
no,
novice.
nope. Because the next day there was a big conversation about it. So it was.
So these were like people that know how to drink and got that wasted?
No, but I feel like that is part of their lives. That's just
what they
that
do.
kind of, drinking. And one of the women was leaving and she said something about, oh, would you like to take anything with you? Any of this extra? She was like, oh no, I don't want to take anything, but I'd take Maxine. I was like, sorry, I'm not a to-go treat, but thank you so much. I was like, what?
We'll put you on a stick and we'll wrap you in some aluminum.
We'll take
put you in a little
Maxine. We'll take her with
swan.
us. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
But
then
like,
the next
how badly drunk? Like, what did it look like? Like falling asleep, or were they
so
insults?
so
being...
having no
Too bad. I
oh my
like a
gosh,
good
no
dirty.
insults.
Oh.
We were in the South.
Oh.
Everybody's like,
So,
or
but
it's under
how-
your
like,
breath.
what did
No,
they
it
do?
was
nodding.
This like
shit.
slow blinking
No.
and but that's not the point of the story. Although the hilarious thing that the lady wanted me to take her home, which was wanted to take me home.
Right, that's funny.
Which was like a party favor. I'm like, what am I going to be doing with you anyway? Oh God, that was a whole other can of worms.
That is a can of worms.
Never mind. But so the next day, I'm having breakfast with the hostess, again, one of the most gracious women I've ever met in my life. And she said, so I'd love to know a little bit more about you not drinking. And I told her, you know, in a nutshell, and I would hope she's a new listener. And I tell her why and how I didn't ever intend to not drink.
Right.
And she said to me, I would be so curious to try that. But it's really hard because down here, as you saw, that's life.
Right.
Everybody's going to everybody's homes in different parts and we entertain each other and we drink. And I said, but did you see how much fun I had last night? And did you see that my glass looked like everyone else's?
Yeah.
Because I had red wine in a beautiful glass that looked like yours. But I was up at 6 o'clock this morning and bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go off for my day. And she took out her phone and went on. She's like, okay, where do I go? And I actually told her to go onto Boisson.co, which we love Boisson. And I love Hannah. Hi. Your one-stop shop for all things non-alcoholic. And I said, go on this website. And she shopped. And she bought all of these different things. And she was like, I'm having it all shipped here. And the next time I have a party, I'm going to have both available to people.
Oh, that's great. Good for her.
Isn't that great, though?
That's great.
Because, and then it goes back to what we were talking about right at the beginning, which is the leading by example. I think there's no better way to do it than to just do it and show people. Like that woman had never ever thought about quitting drinking, but she had in the back of her head, I drink too much, or everybody at my house is drinking too much, or when we all go out, we're drinking too much. But I don't know how to stop it. Like I don't know. And I'm like, here's an alternative. Look, have this in your house. So you can drink this and still look like you're having a lovely beverage.
Right. Absolutely. That's great.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my sad story. But the lady didn't get to take me home.
And Savannah has great art. Did you go to the art SCAD?
I didn't go to SCAD because I wasn't there for very long, and I was there to meet with the Savannah Music Festival. I went to the Telfair Museum, which is amazing. Nice. I went to their modern art wing. Just walking around Savannah, just the gorgeous buildings, and spring was fully in full bloom. Oh gosh, I'm in my early days of being alcohol free, and some days I feel like I'm on really shaky ground. What were some of the things you did in those early weeks and months to help you shake the urge and re-up your commitment?
I did a lot. Like, I love spas, massages.
Oh, good. Yeah,
so I was like booking myself like weekly massages, like just to, you know, that was
give yourself a treat.
A treat. Like, I feel as though you have to treat yourself a lot. And I think you have to also recognize now, by the way, I had tried quitting several times before by like moderating and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I'd been in the discomfort zone a bunch of times before.
So you recognized that.
Right. But I think like when I finally decided that's it, you understand that this is not going to be forever.
Yeah, the feeling of
shaky and
that's
not being
a good one.
That it's not gonna be forever, you know. And someone who was nice about that. My husband is so nice about these things. I'd be like for instance, I would feel really, really sleepy sometimes. And he was like, "That's gonna go away," you know. Like, and he's right. Yeah. It's gonna go away. So to remind yourself,
but you were so lucky. Like you had Brooks in your life to tell you that. And again, that's another reason I feel so passionate about this podcast. Is I know. My mind is blown by how many people I'm meeting or are writing to us about how they want to try this but don't feel like they have the support in society or in their friend circle or in their home. And I feel like, you know, just a reminder to everybody that's listening, if you ever need to reach us, it's so easy to reach us, right?
Right.
You can send us an Instagram message. You can do any of those things.
The thing about sports is you have to remember like Brooks was kind to me, but if I any point in time I'd been like, fuck that, he'd been like, okay, you're back with my world. You're not gonna get support from other people because it's your shtick.
Yeah.
It's your shit.
That's true
You
too.
only can support yourself. You can't rely on other people to support you because they can't.
But it's good to have, like, this specifically is from someone who's clearly trying.
Right. So I cannot, that's what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
I can only offer advice, right?
Yes.
Like, listen, it's going to go away. It's not going to feel like that forever. It's normal. You feel like that.
Yes.
Everybody that quits, that gets a little addicted to it physically, feels very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You feel uncomfortable also socially, right? Because you have to relearn how to interact with your friends.
Yes.
All of it is normal. All of it goes away. And don't feel bad if people don't understand you because they're not in your skin. You're doing this.
Yeah.
So no one really, sometimes I feel as though we rely on other people and it's too much to ask other people to do something that you have to do for yourself.
Yes.
So I'm telling this person it's hard, but it's not forever. It's very, very temporary. And once you're over this, it actually gets better. Do not worry.
And also, I feel like we're back to the same thing. Look at us.
Right.
Like as a year and a half in.
Right.
And so things that I did to help me. So I was in the 75 hard challenge.
Right, I remember
So
that.
I had introduced all of this structure to my life that I found really helpful. I am a structure addict.
Right.
Like, I need structure. I love to get up at the same time. I love to, do the same kinds of workout. Like, I really like structure. And so the 75 hard really gave me that you have to do these workouts. And as part of that, I started my daily walk, which was 45 minutes with a book, a quit lit book.
Right.
Quit literature.
That helps. Reading
helped
or
me a
listening to a
lot.
lot of podcasts and stuff just to feel as though there's other people going through the stuff you're going through. And I remember because as I said earlier, you can only do it for yourself. You can't rely on others. But for me anyways, it was helpful to listen to other people that's going through it.
Yes.
So that means that wasn't my friends, right?
No.
Because they're not doing it.
No.
But I remember, for instance, after 1 year, I went through this flat plateau. Like maybe for 2 weeks, maybe, I just felt like, now what? Like, okay, like I've gone through a year and not like, like going through the first year, everything was a first. And it's like almost like a marathon. You're like, oh my God, everything
all
is a
your
little
firsts.
victory,
We talk
right?
about that,
And then I got the 1 year anniversary and it was almost like anti-orgasmic.
Yes.
I was like, oh. And there was a little bit of a flatness to that. And I was like, fuck, that's it? And it was weird. And my neighbor, Sarah, my love, came over with her boyfriend, husband, I don't know, Chris, who's so great. And I keep forgetting that Chris sober like 12 years or something because he doesn't make a stint about it, never talks about it. So I keep forgetting, right?
Right.
And then I remember and I'm like, oh man, I feel flat. After he's like, oh yeah, first year anniversary, it's normal. I'm like, is it gonna get fun again? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I'm 13 years and it's still getting better. And I remember that gave me, I was like,
hope.
This is gonna be fine.
Yeah.
It's just a thing. It's gonna go away. Like, and I was like, it still gets better after 13 years. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Like,
no, that's amazing. So and that makes me think of two things that I have to say now. One is the other thing that helped me and continues to help me is, give the algorithm some clues, right?
Oh, wait,
so
what do you mean? You won't go on AI?
No, the algorithm, like Instagram and whatever social
on
media
your
platform
feed.
on my feed. So now I get so many great
That's how I got the David Bowie
alcohol-free
thing.
stuff
Yes.
coming my way.
Yes.
And I love those celebrity interviews.
I love those.
Like those are my favorite. And
Those
again,
are my favorite too.
yay, and then
'Cause it
I'm
makes you
putting my
feel
dream
like-
list together
Yes.
for when we get into our guest section
That's so
in a couple of
cool.
months. I mean, we should do a whole episode on just who is our dream list.
But you're right about that. Seeing like other people
and
that
if
are
you
known.
interact with those, the algorithm will start sending you more things like
Correct.
that.
If
and
you
then
like
you're,
it,
and
you
you're,
mean? If you
you're-
do a like
if you do a
or-
like or
okay.
you do a comment,
Right.
commenting is the best because that's really telling the algorithm that you're engaged
Oh, okay.
with that kind of content. And
Right.
then they keep sending you more. That's how it works. That's how
Then
the
no,
stupid
I
algorithm
will.
works.
Okay.
So, but I found that really helpful.
It
More
is.
of that stuff when you're doing your Instagram time. Then the other thing, what I was just thinking of, is because you said where my brain went because you said anti-orgasmic.
Yes. It's not a word.
I don't know if it's a word.
But you know what I mean.
I mean, you can put anti in front of anything, and
you
it's,
gotta
and
get
it's,
it,
and
right?
you
It
did.
goes against the
But
orgasm.
so here's where my brain went. Oh my God, I've just started watching Bridgerton.
I've never watched it. I couldn't get into it. Apparently, there's a lot of sex, right?
Which is why your anti-orgasmic comment made me think about it. I'm like, it's full on porn.
Is it good? See, I don't like to watch full on. Like, I don't even like.
Okay, listen.
people
Also, my
licking
husband is
face.
probably in there laughing his ass
Do you
off
like
because
watching
he was
people
like,
having sex on
she
TV?
probably doesn't know what she's talking about, what porn is. But it's,
You know what I mean? I don't like watching people getting it on.
No, I would never choose to do that in a movie. I'm Irish and Catholic.
Right,
For
but now
Christ's
you're
sake, they had to
watching
turn
it
the
on-
channel when somebody was kissing.
You're watching it on Bridgerton.
But now I'm watching Bridgerton, and I'm like, well, first of all, it's another one of those shows. I'm like, I can't watch it in a room where my son's going to walk in.
Oh my God.
But and I'm so behind.
Is it good?
Like,
Is there
I
a
guess Bridgerton
story?
has been out for a lot. It's amazing.
Really?
Oh my God. I'm a huge Shonda Rhimes fan.
Okay, right.
And the show is fantastic.
Okay, I couldn't get into it. I watched like 10
don't-
minutes of it, but I need to, you know.
Oh yeah, it's
It's
they're
like
great
Breaking Bad,
storylines.
like, I couldn't get
mean,
into
it's
it, and
also
then I
eye
did.
candy with the dresses. I mean,
Right.
that era
Yeah.
of how the women dressed
Right.
and you know, it's like I
I
just
just like I feel as though like the other day I was watching something and then the couple was having sex and it was like a normal it was imperfect women. Like it's not even about that. Like you see the guy having sex with his friend's wife's friend, right? But I mean, I'm like, how is he not actually having sex for her? Like I'm thinking about the actors and I cringe. I'm like, his pee-pee is like on this poor woman's like vagina and they're actors and they have like 20 cameras all around and then I get really like uncomfortable. I'm like, that's not cool. Like what? Ugh, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I
So-
can't watch it.
Yeah,
because
so
of that.
there's a thing in the industry called an intimacy coordinator. So there's someone on set
But
in
still.
that situation. I have never been in that situation, obviously because I'm not in TV and movies, but I've been in
But imagine the
plays
guy-
where you have to
But what if the guy gets a hard on?
yeah.
How fucking uncomfortable.
I mean, obviously it happens.
It has to.
Yeah.
The shit they're doing. I mean, there's no way.
I mean, the way Bridgerton is filmed, I don't know how they're. It's like it's unbelievable. Anyway, that's just when you said anti-orgasmic. I just watched an episode yesterday, and I
So
was
that
like, "Oh
yours
my
is
God."
orgasmic, not anti-orgasmic.
No, but just the whole. It just made me think of Bridgerton,
Wow.
and I know they like it's over. Is it or are there?
I think it is.
Oh, okay. So
I think
anyway,
it
I'm
is.
only on like episode 6 or something, but
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
all right. I was looking for a new binge watch situation
Imperfect
where I
Woman is
can watch
good.
2 or 3 episodes at a
Oh.
time when I have time.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch a lot of TV.
Oh my God! Did you watch Bad Sisters?
Oh,
Please,
I
right?
mean,
love
anything
her.
that
What's
comes
her
out of
name?
Ireland is watched.
Yeah, and what's the name of
first.
the woman that she did? Also,
Sharon Horgan.
Yes, she did Catastrophe. Also,
She's
she's so beautiful.
She is so beautiful. She's so talented.
She's so beautiful
I have
and
such
smart.
a massive
I
crush
love
on
her. I like
Yeah.
a big girl crush on
Yeah,
her.
I have such a girl crush on her. In
Yeah.
fact, she's on my vision board as I'm going to work with her someday. So,
Oh.
Sharon Horgan, if you ever see this episode of
We have a
Happy
girl
AF,
crush.
and I would love to. I have a whole TV show that I've written, and I just want you to work with me on it. So, all right, we have time for one more question. Well, this is a good one. I feel like this is just for me. Have I just replaced my addiction to alcohol with an addiction to sugar?
Did you?
I mean, I wouldn't say no. The answer is no, but I understand what it is to replace your treat that was
I
your
did with
wine
any
or your
wine.
cocktail,
Yeah, with
replacing it
something
with
else.
something else.
Yeah.
And for me, certainly in the early days when I was like, okay, I am going to have a cupcake.
You have to
Or
do that.
I am going to have a whole bar of
Absolutely.
chocolate or whatever it is that you're doing. So depending on where you are in your journey, alcohol free for the person that asked this question is, I would say, first of all, do not beat yourself up about that shit, because you are, I know somebody's going to be like, well, sugar is addictive and bad for you too.
Yeah, but you're not going to do something stupid because of sugar, or
No.
drive and kill somebody because of sugar,
No.
or dial and drink
Drunk
and
dial,
because of
drunk
sugar.
dial
There's a lot
because
of shit
sugar.
you're not going to do because of sugar.
This is absolutely
so you're not going to sleep with the wrong guy because of sugar. You know what I'm saying? Unless you really like your cake. But no.
Oh my God. Thank you for answering that stupid what would be question, or stupid would be comment. So in the early days, for sure, I think finding the thing that takes the edge off, or the FOMO off, or whatever it is,
Make
I would
you comfortable.
do it. And then for me, who is I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a sugar addict, but I love a sweet treat.
Right.
Like, I'm a very big fan of chocolate and cake and cookies, and I mean, not to the point that I ever feel like it's a problem.
No,
like,
it's a sweet. Like my mom, you have a sweet tooth.
I do enjoy
right.
really well made desserts,
right.
and I like to
have
bake.
A Twinkie. My mom's not gonna have a Twinkie.
No. Oh,
but
for
if it's
goodness
a good
sake,
dessert,
I refuse to eat anything made by
dessert,
Hershey's.
Don't ask her to have one spoon of it.
No.
If it's good, she's finishing it.
But I say to that is, indulge in things that make you feel good.
Correct.
Right now, especially in the early days. And then for me, what happened with my desire to give myself whatever food I wanted in place of having wine and martinis was my weight has balanced out for the first time in 30 years,
right,
where
crazy,
where I'm maintaining a healthy weight.
Right.
And not, if one more fucking person asks me if I'm on GLP-1s,
right.
Like, I'm like, no, I'm not. But apparently I'm one of the few people that are not. It's a massive thing. And listen, power to you. For me, what happened was a balance. When I removed alcohol, the yo-yoing that I had done for 3 decades completely stopped.
Same with me, and I was always thin, but doesn't matter. It was like
it was the up and down,
yo-yo.
up and down, up and down. Now it has stopped, and now I can say, absolutely, I am having 2 delicious squares of chocolate right now in the middle of the day because I want to, and it's no problem. So eat the cake. eat the ice cream, whatever it is that's making you feel good. I would say keep doing it, because you're not going to, as Isabelle said brilliantly, sugar is not going to make you sleep with the wrong guy or drive your car off the cliff.
And I definitely substituted NA wine for alcohol, because I drink about a bottle of it a day. I used to drink more alcohol than that, but I'm saying I drink a good solid, and like take it to the restaurant where you're like, if they don't have it, I'll drink my sparkling, but it annoys me. Whereas you're like, you don't care. It's like my crutch still. And so sometimes, like I've said that before, like, again, the other day, Brooks was like, whoa, that's a big pour. There's a lot of acid in there. And I was like, there's a lot of alcohol in your fucking glass. Like, walk away from my NA, you little asshole. Don't even fucking touch it. Right? Like, there's I buy it by the case.
Brooks should know better.
Yeah. Like, he has like a whole wine cellar, and next to that, I have my own wine cellar, because it's my thing. It's my thing. And like, a lot of people will tell me like, oh, but there's a lot of sugar in those, right? And I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of teeth in that mouth of yours, right? Like, you want to lose couple? By the way, there's not that much sugar in non-alcoholic wine. No. There's less sugar than a half can of Coke. And I'm like, fuck off. There's a lot of alcohol in your, you're doing a great thing for yourself. Nothing, unless you replace your alcohol with heroin.
You're
most likely
moving
ahead.
Yes,
correct. You're ahead of the game. So don't sweat it.
Oh my God. I love it. All right. Well, listen, that is all we have time for today. Thank you so much for listening, everybody. Keep listening. We're so grateful for these questions. Like, it really motivates us to keep going when we know that you're listening. We're resonating with you. As I said, we're making you laugh. I think our merch needs to say, we want to make you pee your pants a little.
And you can't go to the urologist if it doesn't stop.
if it's not our fault. Anyway, thank you for listening, everybody. We love you. I'm Maxine. I am happy alcohol-free.
I'm Isabelle, no age, and I'm happy as fuck.
And we will see you on the next episode. Mwah. Bye.
of the